We came upstairs from Cool, who we did a video on the other day, and we found Lian Li. There are a bunch of brand new cases that they're showing off, along with some RGB peripherals and AIO, some fans. They got a lot of stuff to take a look at, so let's get to work. BPS Custom's coverage of CES 2020 is made possible by Corsair and their Virtuoso line of wireless gaming headsets. Featuring premium build quality, superior 24-bit audio with 7.1 surround, 20 hours of battery life, and all-day comfort, the Virtuoso and Virtuoso SE headsets are also sporting the best headset microphone we've ever tested. They're the easy choice for discerning PC gaming enthusiasts. Check out the link below to learn more. You guys know this case, you love this case, it's proof whenever I do a Show Me a Rig episode, you guys submit these to me all the time. This is the PC O-11 Dynamic. This is Lian Li's best-selling case by far. It's an awesome case, you guys know that already. This is a chromed out version. They did a special edition with PCMR. You'll see this coming to market soon, but it's only going to be limited to about 2,000 units, so it might be difficult to get your hands on it. But the next iteration of the Dynamic, after they came out with the XL version, is this. This is the Lian Li PC O-11 Mini. And you can see they have it set up in 3 different configurations. And that's because one case fits 3 different size motherboards with some modifications to the expansion and the back panel. You'll start seeing this in May, and it's only going to be $89 to $99, and it's going to come with everything in the box to transform your case from full ATX motherboard size down to mini ITX. That means the entire back panel is configurable and modular, and they have different pieces that you can very easily unscrew and move around to make everything fit just right. It's a very small case for an ATX chassis. It's a very large case for an ITX chassis. But the fact that it can do all 3 at once and everything comes in the box, you don't have to buy anything, add anything on, is really, really interesting, and especially for that price. Again, $89 to $99. We're not quite settled on that just yet. But it can fit 2 280mm radiators. It also has a 120mm fan mount in the back. The LCD panel that you see over here on the front of the case is something that they're still unsure of if they're going to be able to bring to market or not. But right now it's just kind of showing logos and whatnot. But there is a possibility that it might be something that is included with the case and is customizable with whatever you want to put on there. So this is the back of the chassis, and this is what I was talking about as far as it being modular. It's going to come installed with some additional panels up top. But if you wanted to make this into a full-size ATX chassis, obviously you're going to need to move the I/O up. And the way you do that is by replacing it with a smaller panel or replacing it with no panel. This allows everything else to shift up, and you can add in additional rear I/O and additional cover plates to make it look like a regular ATX chassis. So yeah, guys, this is the O-11 Dynamic Mini, and it is definitely quite impressive from an engineering standpoint and from a very aggressive price point. So yeah, I think they did it again. Recently, Lian Li's Landcool 2 was a big hit among a lot of reviewers. It's a sub $100 case. It's got a lot of features, a lot of modularity. You could add on some additional RGB effects. You could add on a vertical GPU mount. You could add on hot swap drive bays. Well, they got some feedback that users maybe wanted also a mesh version, so they've done that. This is the Landcool 2 mesh. It's going to come in at the same price point. You'll probably see it around April. It's got a complete mesh front panel. Of course, that means that you're going to lose the RGB effects that were really prevalent on the initial Landcool 2. But if your target is better cooling, this is the way to go about it. The mesh also continues along the side, so this is going to help with GPU cooling. It's going to allow for better air circulation to come up through the PSU shroud. This shroud is not yet finalized. They're going to do something a little bit different and allow for fan mounting down here as well as removing these panels. But the way it described it to me is that your GPU airflow is going to be assisted by having this mesh on the side here. It's going to allow for better vertical flow through the case. But this is the Landcool 2 mesh coming in April, same price as the original Landcool 2. If you want even more options for sub $100 cases, Lian Li has got you covered. This is going to be the Landcool 315, and included in the box for a $79 price target is both the mesh front panel and the tempered glass front panel. Now, they're thinking that the only fan that's going to come with it is a single 120 in the rear, so you're not going to get this cool RGB effect in the front like you see on the mesh. But if you swing around, the interior is very cavernous, and it comes with something that you don't necessarily see on a case at this price point, which is a slide-out motherboard tray. So this makes it super convenient to install not only your motherboard, your graphics card, and memory, but also your radiators, because you can pull this entirely out. You can mount all your radiators and fans up here, slide it back in, and there you go. So Landcool 315 coming soon. $79 is the price target. Not yet finalized, but if it's anywhere around that price, it seems like it might be a really good deal. This may look like a regular case fan. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's got no wires attached to it, but I mean, other than that, it just looks like any other 120 millimeter case fan. But the magic happens when you pan down and you see that you can connect it to this system via these pins, and everything slides together, and now it functions as one unit, and it's connected up through one set of cabling. This is the UniFan from Lian Li, and it's coming in April. Price target on this is going to be $69 to $79 for a 3-pack that comes with a controller. The controller will hook up to your PC via USB 2.0, so you'll need an available header, but that's really not that big of a deal. What I do like about these is that they are fairly high static pressure, 2.2 on these. They're going to run at about 1800 RPM max. They said they might not be fantastic as case fans because they're not super high airflow, but because they are decent static pressure, you'll be able to use them on radiators, no problem. It does have its own proprietary RGB control software that you are going to need to use if you want to control this, but it also allows you to control the RPM on them as well. So a lot of presets and stuff in here. And they said ideally you can have up to 4 connected at once. They said you can try up to 6, but they might not recommend it. You might see degradation in signal as you get that far away. But this is it, the UniFan. You guys are probably familiar with Lian Li's Strimmer. They came out a year or two ago, and it was a way to add RGB LED effects to your 24-pin and your PCIe cables. Well, this is the Strimmer Plus. They took the same kind of concept for the RGB strips. This is like the neon style RGB strip that you find as an accessory on the Landcool 2. And you can see that it's a little bit thicker, and they applied it to the Strimmer concept. So yes, this is a little more bulky than the original Strimmer, but it also is a lot more vibrant, a lot more color options, and a lot more flexible. So fitting it into tight spaces is going to be a lot easier. You could flip these around depending on the orientation of your 24-pin cable. These are going to be available at some time that I don't know because my phone just shut off. Availability we don't really know just yet, but the 24-pin is going to be $59.99. The PCIe is going to be $39.99, and they're both going to include the lighting controller as well. So that's it from the Lian Li suite. Thank you so much to our sponsors for CES 2020. That is Fractal Design, Corsair, and Thermaltake. Check out their links down below. Also get subscribed to the channel if you don't want to miss any upcoming CES content. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time. All of our CES videos are edited on the Electronics Mag 15. Check out the link below.